Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna be doing a how to do makeup like an Instagram MUA tutorial. We're gonna be doing one of those. Yesterday I went to a Mitchell masterclass that he hosted with Barry M, where he was teaching us all of his some of his like techniques and stuff that he does in his own masterclasses. And if you guys don't follow Mitchell or don't know who he is, just look at his work. It's literally insane. Just to point out, and he also did point this out, what the hell am I doing with these? He did point out to us yesterday, and I'm going to point out to you guys, this is, as the title says, like Instagram makeup. It's a lot. It's just meant to kind of look really incredible in pictures, like for Instagram. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this for day to day. Unless you feel like it, then go ahead. Go ahead. Just do you with this one. So I'm actually going to recreate the look that he did in the masterclass. Again, I'll insert a picture of what that looked like here. It was a very dark, intense, smoky eye with like amazing popping skin, a juicy, glossy lip. I know I did a look very similar to this not that long ago, but I'm just going to recreate it and do the kind of like techniques that he did, because this is kind of more about techniques rather than products. Alex, I'm trying to film.
Sorry, I've got really getting it.
Hi.
Hi. Can we get live tonight?
Right, well let's say yeah, and I'll see you there. Sorry, an interruption to ask whether or not I'm going out tonight. Classic me. But yes, that's what we're going to be doing today. I feel like I've just rambled and I've not really even said what I'm doing. So basically, I'm going to be teaching you the techniques that Mitchell taught me yesterday to get your makeup looking hot and popping and good. So that's what we're going to be doing. But before we get started, it's time for our little shout out time. So this week it goes to Hannah Louise Makeup Tutorials that says, notification bell on honeybee, adore this look, watch you all the time, love ya. Love you too. Guys, I feel like she has a channel, Hannah Louise Makeup Tutorials. So maybe go check her out. But without further ado, if you want to know what Mitchell does to get his makeup looking the way that he does, then please keep watching. Okay, so I know it looks like my brows are done. He always says that he leaves brows till last anyway and really like can't be arsed with brows. So yesterday at the masterclass, he only put like a brow, sort of like a tinted brow gel through the model's brows because she had naturally full brows anyway. So I have gone ahead and just kind of like filled them in, but at the front of the brow, I have used the Benefit Gimme Brow in 5, and I will kind of like reapply that at the end just to like make sure that they're still there. Let me actually get the notes up that I wrote all these notes down on my phone yesterday to make sure I was doing it right. Okay, so what he does is he does a lot of bouncing techniques, and he put concealer on the lids as eye primer. So this is just the MAC Studio Fix 24-hour smooth wear concealer. Takes a fluffy brush and just bounces it on. He was like a bounce. What did I write down in my notes? It says when you bounce, you get like a fuller coverage, so you're not like spreading the coverage over the eyes. You're just pressing it in, so you get the kind of like maximum coverage from it, if you will. And I love that idea. It makes so much sense. And then he said, you know, because the eye area is like so sensitive, you're just not like dragging it either, so you're not gonna kind of encourage fine lines or wrinkles in that area. And I can honestly say, that really does like apply better instead of dragging it over, and it also avoids like lines and as in like creasing of the concealer because you're just like patting it in. And he doesn't set his eye base either because you want to get like maximum coverage from it, like maximum pigmentation from the shadows. So having it wet means that it's got something to cling to. So if you've been setting your base with powder and just because you think that's going to be easier to blend, he has a way of just making sure that it's blended, but you don't need to set it. So it's a whole vibe. Okay, so the palette that I'm going to be using is actually from Barry M. He used the one that's coming out in a couple of weeks' time, but they already have this one out, guys. This is Barry M. How incredible are the colours in this palette? Like, it's gorgeous. I'm also going to be using a bit of bronzer as well, just as one of the transition colours. So what he does is he kind of takes the second transition colour first. So I'm going to be taking this matte brown shade down here, like saturates the brush, like really pack it on, and then tap, then pack it on and tap, and really works that into the crease first, creating like a really harsh line, and then he blends out with almost like your initial transition color, if that makes sense. So like almost like the reverse effect. So I'm just gonna take a brush and like really pack this into my crease. It was a very kind of like rounded, blown out look, and you can see how much pigment is there. Really just pack it in. He kind of used like windscreen wiper motions, but like little ones, if that makes sense. Just like little movements, but with lots of product. Like so. Okay, so now I'm gonna take like a big fluffy brush and just take my like a bronzer shade and just put that on as like a lighter initial transition color, because this palette doesn't really have like a lighter brown. So I'm gonna take a fluffy brush and now really diffuse the edges to soften it up. Ooh, that does work. I feel like I haven't lost maybe as much color as I usually would. Ooh, I feel like my eyes look so much bigger already. And he only really used like 2 crease colors, so I'm gonna go in with this kind of dark browny purpley shade, again on a slightly smaller defined crease brush, and again really pat it on. We're gonna be going in with like a black on the lid, so it doesn't matter too much if you're messy, but really just like emphasize on that like dabbing motion to really pack on and build a color. I mean, I feel like it's probably a lot easier to do this dabbing motion when you're doing it on someone else, but I feel like I'm really getting a lot more like pigment and color like payoff than I usually would. I kind of like the fact that he takes pride in the fact that he doesn't blend like straight away, because I feel like blending is like the hardest part for a lot of people. So maybe this is like a good technique to help you if you struggle to blend your shadows together. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do for the crease colors. Like I said, he only used like 2 because all the action was like popping off on the lid. So I'm gonna be taking a black gel liner. This is the Jet one from Morphe, and he always takes things on like a brush and then packs it on. And he said to start kind of at the lash line and blend up, because then we can use the shadows to help diffuse the line. But he said don't worry if there's like a line to start with, because we're really gonna work to blend that out. And the good thing about having like a gel base is that you can be kind of like messy with it and it still looks good. So I'm gonna go back into that purple shade to really work to blend the black back into the crease. So let's just like pop the purple on, again using that like pressing motion. Just really work to blend, just really like diffuse the cream into the crease. I feel like I'm happy with that, so we're gonna leave that there. We then took a Barry M eyeshadow topper. It was called Supernova. We didn't get given them or anything, but I have these Stila liquid eyeshadows, one in Molten Midnight and the other in Sea Siren. The one that he used was definitely like a reflective-y, bluey, purpley black. So I'm using a sparkly black and a reflective bluey purple. So I'm gonna like mix them together. And he always kind of takes it by the brush and then puts it on. So I'm just gonna, instead of using the applicator, I'm just gonna take them both onto a brush and just pack it on. Oh my god, this looks exactly like what he did, as in the color. Yay! Yay! So I'm just gonna pack that all over kind of where we put the gel. Oh my god, this is like so pretty. I love like adding sparkles to looks, and that's the same as what he said. He's like, it's one of his favorite things to do, anything with glitter. It just like completes it, you know. I feel like transformed. And you can see the like black underneath it really just makes it stand out. Like, I love the way that this looks. It doesn't feel heavy on my eyes at all. And for what I was like doing in terms of application, I really didn't think that this would look as neat as it does, which I know sounds really bizarre, but I swear like this literally looks so tidy, and I feel like I've been so rough with it. So to highlight the inner corner, I think he took this shade. It's like a yellowy, greeny gold, which is something similar that I wore yesterday. So I was like, we're rocking similar looks. Oh, so I'm just gonna pop that in the inner corner. Again, on this side, he like loves color. So if you're not so much of a color lover, feel free to switch these colors out with ones that are slightly more wearable to you. If you think this technique is like right up your street, but the colors not so much, then do whatever suits you. So then he kind of lines the top lash line with a kind of kohl pencil and then buffed it out with like a short shader brush. So I'm going to be taking the Sigma short shader brush, and this is just like a L'Oreal KAJAL black kohl pencil. I'm just going to run that along the top, and because we're buffing it out, you really don't have to be too precise or neat with this. Then yeah, just take a little short shader and diffuse this moment. Right, now we can just apply mascara, and then it is time for lashes. So for mascara, I'm just using the Hourglass one, and for lashes, I am going to be taking the Mitchell Lash by Tatti lashes. It's like a massive, full and fluffy lash, which is literally so him. So I'm going to do a mascara and lashes. He didn't have any sort of like expert way to do them, but these are just so full and so extra. I cannot wait to show you the kind of like topped finished eyes. So let me do those 2 steps, and then we'll be back to start the skin, which is like mine and his favorite part. Can we just take a moment for these eyes, for these lashes? And by the way, guys, these are like surprisingly big when you look at them in their like little case, and then you put them on and they're not too heavy. They're really easy to apply as well, and I feel like they don't look, I mean, they're big, but like they're not as big as like I thought they were gonna be, if that makes sense. Like, so that's kind of like the top of the eyes done. Now I feel like we can move on to skin. It is another iconic, not only his colourful eye looks, but his skin always looks insane on his makeup models. So what he did was use the Barry M Unicorn Primer Drops Beauty Elixir, aka a cheaper version of the Fasali Unicorn Drops, I feel like. And he did say that he's not a massive primer wearer, and he just applies this with his fingers. Like, really just rub it in. And it already has like a nice tack to it, so I feel like this is actually going to work really well underneath my makeup. Okay, now that is applied to the skin, I'm going to be using a foundation today. Now, he did use the new Barry M Full Coverage Foundation. I did get given them, but I haven't been able to see which one's my colour yet, so I thought I would show you guys one that I've found recently. One that is just as full coverage, and 2 is like my perfect colour. It is a good old MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation, but they now do so many more shades. I mean, they did a ton before, but now they do loads of middle shades. And my perfect shade is NC38. Like, look at it. It's like my perfect, like, yellowy kind of base. So I'm just going to be popping that on to the back of my hand. Now, before you feel like, oh, you need to go up and wet your beauty blender, Mitchell does not use a beauty blender. Well, he, like, if you want full coverage, he doesn't use one, because beauty blenders are really great at just like shearing out maybe a full coverage product, but that's not what he's about. He is about that full coverage. So he actually takes like a rounded foundation brush. This is from Blank Canvas Cosmetics. It is their MFO8. So I'm just going to be taking the product from the back of my hand and just pressing it into my skin, because we want maximum coverage. We want to look, I feel like I'm going to need to take these hoops out just to be able to get that perfect blend. But you can really just like build a coverage when you're pressing it into your skin. So I'm just really like patting it on. That's what he was saying to do, just like really pat. I'm going to take the same concealer that I did before. This is the Studio Fix concealer as well. I can't believe they now do one of these, like, hello! So he kind of like applied it on one side and then worked towards kind of doing the other. And again, still using a brush. And he did take the same brush to really help like diffuse the situation, but just really pressing it into the skin. Do a bit kind of down the center of the face. Wow, I feel like I am a full coverage whore right now. There's no denying it. So now I'm just gonna take a loose powder, but he also doesn't bake. Again, press it into the skin. But this, he did use like a loose powder to do so, but we're just gonna be pressing it right into the skin. So we're just gonna be really setting it. He doesn't use creams to contour with or bronze with. He literally made a point of saying like, no, like, I much prefer powders because you can build them up. You get more coverage from them. You can tell that you definitely need to go to one of his masterclasses if you love full coverage like me. Matte. Okay, I feel sufficiently set in place. So now I'm going to take bronzer. This is the Too Faced Golden Bronzer. And see, this is what I love about Mitchell's like makeup style. It's so, I don't really know. Like he was like saying how he loves a bronzer helmet. Like, you know, when you put like too much bronzer on the top, like, so do fucking I. Like, I love that look. So he again kind of applies a little, but like builds. So I'm just going to take this around the forehead and connect it all up. We'll photograph really well. Like everything will show up. I'm sure I would have posted a picture on Instagram anyways, so yeah. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of blusher. This is the Bare Minerals blusher in Bellini Brunch. And not only does he apply it on the cheeks like you normally would, but he was saying he loves to apply it on the forehead as well, and he was like, I love that sunburn look. So, fuck it, let's put blusher up here. Ooh, look at that all tying together. And now, finally, on to highlighter. This is one of the new Barry M highlighter. It's the Baked Tri-Blend highlighter, which looks like this. When he applied this yesterday, I think the whole the whole room went, I need it. So I'm going to try this out for you guys today. I'm not sure if it's out yet, but I'm going to take the kind of like, there's like kind of 3 colors going, or like maybe 2 colors going on in here. I'm going to take the darker one first. And he said that he really likes to just apply it in a line. Like it needs to show up in pictures. We're going to be applying it in a line and like slowly, like slightly diffusing it out. So really just like pack it on slowly. Oh, bitch. This highlighter though, the fuck? And he also said he really likes to place it in the inner part of the nose. Like there. He said he likes the skin to look wet, and this just kind of gives like a kind of overall like wet look. Just kind of apply it in a line. Ooh, look at that. I'm like wet. And then just on the bridge, like on the button of my nose. And then I Cupid's go. So to go back to the eyes, he took the black kohl pencil and just aligned the inner waterline. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Woo! Like so. And then he took like a purple pencil. So this is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide on Eye Pencil in Alkaline. And took that kind of like on a shader brush, like so. And this is what he used to kind of buff out that lash line and kind of tie in with the purple on the eyes. Just to kind of like add a little bit of purple. That's gonna like really show up, because remember we said using like a cream base really like brightens up a color. And then finally I'm just gonna take that burnt orange color up from the palette and just diffuse that underneath. This is then gonna like tie round into the crease colors, and again really just diffuse that situation and just smoke it out. So let me just pop some bottom mascara on, and then I will zoom in and show you the finished eyes, and then we can finish off with the lip, because he just literally used a gloss on the lip. I don't know if he was running out of time or that's just kind of the vibe he was going for. But yeah, so let me just pop the mascara on and I'll show you the eyes. So these are the finished eyes. I'm obsessed with them, and like the way that the skin looks and how like cool highlighting like there has like really made a difference. Is that just me? But I feel like that technique was so easy, and using those products made that so much easier and simpler to do. And I feel like you've achieved a really like statement eye. Feel free to mix up these colors and use whatever you want, but the techniques, I'm just so like, I'm so annoyed at myself at how easy that was and how difficult I've been making it for myself prior to that. But now onto the lips, he literally just applied a gloss, and then obviously you know the lips just look so juicy in his Instagram photos. He has a little technique to make it look that way. So I'm just going to be applying a gloss. This is Mercier in Bare Baby. And then these are the Liquid Glitter Sparkle Drops from Barry M. So I'm just going to do what he did, and he took them on a fluffy brush. These are in the color OTT, and just kind of like crush them on. Damn! That really like just makes your lips look so... Sorry, that sounds really gross, but that's exactly what I meant. So this is the finished look, guys. What do we think? What do you think of the techniques that he uses? What do you think of the overall look in general? I mean, he does so many looks on his Instagram. This is just inspired and taken from the masterclass that he did yesterday. And like I keep saying, feel free to kind of like reiterate these techniques in your own way and just give it a try and maybe switch up your makeup routine and see how you like it, and try and get that Instagram makeup look that you've always wanted. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section down below if you also learned something new today, and if you're going to be trying this out for yourself. Sometimes it's just fun to sit down, slap on a shit ton of makeup and just take some fucking photos. Like, I don't know who for or what for, but who cares? Like, that's what I'm about to go and do right now, just to see how this photographs. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something new. Make sure to follow me and Mitchell on Instagram while you are here. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.